We're always telling you to answer the questions that your customers are asking, but that doesn't mean that every question needs its own page on your website. When you create too many pages about nearly the same thing, instead of helping Google and your customers, you can make your whole site harder to understand. Welcome to the Get Digital Marketing Results podcast, where we give you information and actionable tips to grow your organization.
Hi, I'm Bob Clark.
And I'm Donna Botti. We're with Delos Inc. And today we're talking about how to decide whether a customer question deserves its own page, belongs on a page you already have, or should be combined with other related content on your website.
A few months ago, we talked about pruning your website instead of constantly publishing more. This is really the other side of that conversation. Before you add another page, make sure you aren't creating something you'll need to clean up later.
You absolutely want to answer customer questions. The decision is, where does that answer belong? Sometimes it needs a whole page. Sometimes it makes an existing service page better, and sometimes several related questions belong together in one useful guide.
So before you start writing, check whether Google already connects that question with a page you have.
Now, Google Search Console can help with that. That's the free Google tool that shows you what searches your website is appearing for. So let's say you're thinking about creating a new page answering, how much does a bathroom remodel cost? Check whether your existing pages is already showing up in searches for bathroom remodeling costs. If it is, expanding that page might make more sense than creating another one.
On the other hand, sometimes the specific question really does open up a whole different conversation.
It can. Maybe the process is different. Maybe the customer has different concerns or choices to make. Maybe there's several related questions and examples that you need to cover. If the page genuinely serves a different problem, then a separate page makes sense.
I'd also look at where that page fits into the website. Would you naturally link it from several useful places, or would it basically sit out there by itself?
A strong standalone page usually has a clear place in the structure of your site. You might link to it from a service page, from another article where that would be the follow-on question for an FAQ, or some related resource because it's useful in several contexts. If you can't figure out where that new page belongs or how it relates to anything you have existing, that's another reason to question whether you need it as a separate page.
And if it doesn't deserve a page, you haven't wasted the idea.
No, not at all. You can expand a page that you already have, merge overlapping pages, add the answer to a larger guide, and if you have a genuinely repeatable need, such as separate services or locations that each require their own useful information, then creating a template that has a consistent page structure will make it easy for you to add those additional services. The point is to make the decision intentionally instead of automatically creating another URL.
And AI makes it incredibly easy now to turn every question into another 1,000-word article. That doesn't mean you should.
No, your goal is not to have the biggest website. Your goal is to have the clearest website where the right person can find the best answer without wading through 5 versions of almost the same thing.
So here are your 3 action steps for this week. First, pick one question you're considering turning into new content and check Search Console to see whether an existing page is already appearing for searches around that question. Second, search the broader service and the specific question in Google. Then sketch the new page and see whether it really solves a different problem. Third, make one decision. Create the new page, expand the page you already have, or combine overlapping content instead of automatically adding another URL.
Answer the questions your customers have. We say that all the time. But make every page earn its place. When related answers are organized clearly instead of scattered across a bunch of nearly identical pages, your website becomes easier for people, search engines, and AI agents to understand. And you save yourself from another giant content cleanup a few years down the road.
And that's it for today's episode. You can find links and more resources at delosync.com/episode 462. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on our actionable digital marketing tips to grow your organization.
Thanks for listening to the Get Digital Marketing Results podcast. If you're ready to simplify your marketing and build reliable growth for your business, visit us at delosync.com to learn more.